Hey everybody, this is Big Ray 20. What you see here, I'm a 2 Skar audio VXF 12 in a 4.5 cubic foot box with an 8-inch port from Big Ass Ports, tuned to 37 hertz. I'm doing an SPL test today. I swapped out this 45 amp hour or 5 amp hour Cmax cells over to the 120 amp hour of the 24 amp hour Cmax cells. So we're going to find out how it does in comparison to what the 45 amp hour did. Make sure everything's closed up. My rear driver's side door is going to be open, same as my previous test. If you watch my previous videos, you will know why. Got the SPL Labs meter clamp over the positive terminals of my Soundstream XXX 15000D. Amplifier is at 1 ohm. The subs are wired to 1 ohm. To the amplifier, I still have it set to 153.5 volts of AC output. My last video with the 45 amp hour, I did a 151.84 on the glass, just like this, dropping down to from 15.5 volts down to 15 volts. So we're going to see what this one does in comparison. I also did 35 hertz and I clamped over 8,199 watts, dropping down from 15.5 to 14.7. So I would like to see what kind of improvements, if any, this 120 amp hour would do in comparison. And after this video, I'm going to be doing an amplifier swap to the JP, the Down for Sound JP 83. So stay tuned for that. Got my SPL Labs wireless bass meter, the 3rd edition, wired up to my laptop, same as my previous videos. I'm using the USB SPL Labs. 41 hertz is my peak. I'm just going ahead and show you guys all the settings so you know it's the same across the board. And this is exactly the way the settings are going to be with the Down for Sound JP 83. Fader, fade and everything, it's all balanced out. 0 subwoofer can go all the way down to -10 up to +10, but I got it tuned at 0 so it stays at 0. EQ all zeroed out as well. So let's go ahead and see what happens. I'm going to monitor my voltage. I'm going to go ahead and crank it up. My system is tuned to volume 48. It goes up to 50, but at 49 it clips. At 48 it's still clean. Still using the LC1 bass knob. Still got the same RCAs, the Sky High and the acoustic research. This is all same test. I want everything to be exactly the same so we can get an idea how things do with just swaps. All right, hope you guys like what you see. Let's see what we can get out of this thing. All right, that thing dropped down as low as 14.1. it looked like. I'm looking through the phone and that was actually surprising, but it's crazy because that's exactly how much power I clamped with the 45 amp hour. But the 45 amp hour had way better reserve. I only dropped down as low as 15 volts, but still 151.82 dB on the glass at 41 hertz, clamping 5,868 watts. Exactly the same power I clamped out of it before with the 45 amp hour. So no differences there. It's a different day, but still the same output. Just lost, I did a 151.84 this time, doing a 151.82. So not to keep you guys here for too much longer, I'm gonna do 35 hertz just the same as I did in the previous video. At 35 hertz with the 45 amp hour, I dropped down from 15.5 volts to 14.7. So we're gonna see how low it drops with this. We're going to stop it. Go ahead and reset. And let's see what happens at 35 hertz. Sorry, got to put it back up to 48. That's my bad, everybody. All right, start it over. 35 hertz. Now it went right back up to the 15.4, but that battery went all the way down as low as 13.5 volts. So this already shows that the 45 amp hour to 5 amp hour cells, Cmax versus Cmax, 5 amp hour cells is way better in reserve. And I bought these cells about the same time from the same place. Put them together with the same Coventry Industry bus bars and so on and so forth. Charging at the same with the same 400 amp alternator from Autotech Engineering, and reserve is reserve. But at 35 hertz, did a 147.81 dB, clamping 7,182 watts. So with the 45 amp hour, I got more power and more output. I did a 148 plus dB at 35 hertz, and I clamped more. I clamped over 8,199 watts if you watched my previous video. But hope you guys like what you've seen. As always, it's peace and love. I'm gonna swap, since this battery is not doing as good as the 45 amp hour. I'm gonna switch the 45 amp hour back in so I can test the JP83. I'm gonna swap out the battery to the 45 amp hour. I'm gonna swap out this Soundstream XXX 15,000 for the JP83 because I want the better battery to be able to have, I want that amplifier to have a good direct chance in comparison to this 15,000. So as always, peace and love. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.